Okay, let's see what else we have for pre-submitted questions real quick. Susan wants to know how she can clone herself, or short of that, how about tips for faster video making? Well, I'll give you a tip. Here's how to make videos faster. Don't complicate it, okay? Especially you folks making PowerPoint videos. Skip a whole bunch of the animations and crap and just focus on the content. A lot of people spend way too much time trying to make things look prettier than is necessary, and in fact you end up making it a little more distracting and stuff. And certainly I'm not saying Susan does such a thing, but that is one thing that comes to mind is, you know what, keeping things simple is easier and faster to do. If you're delivering a video message, then don't make it any more complicated than it really needs to be, because nobody cares about all your funky entrance animations and you know, whatever. Nobody cares for the most part, especially if you don't pull them off really well. The thing is, when you just start adding all that animation stuff, if you don't do it really, really well, and if it doesn't match your narration perfectly, then you just come off looking, you know, like a nut. You knucklehead? Look at that guy. He's a knucklehead. His stuff doesn't even match. Well, if you think about it, to time an animation perfectly with your narration, that involves more work. It's not that hard to do, but it definitely involves more work. So instead of flying a transition in and trying to time it, maybe you just have a single, you know, bit of text and then just fade the thing in and be done with it. You don't have to time your exits and all that good stuff either. Another thing that I would say would be to, if I want to make a video faster, then I focus more of my time on my planning. Making videos is essentially just a matter of executing a plan. And the more and the better I have planned, then the easier that which I create as video becomes. What you'll find is that you'll spend an inordinate amount of time just kind of fumbling around when it comes time to record your video. And gosh, you kind of do yourself a favor and do just a little bit more upfront planning. And then let's see what else. I'll probably use some templates or things like that, and you know, have good resources to go to get stuff like this image here. You know how long it took me to make this image? Well, about the 2 minutes that Michael spent creating his. I got this on Presenter Media, and this text here is custom, right? I didn't do any of this work. I did none of it. I just told it what text to put in here, and it spits it out for me, which is kind of awesome, right? Oh, Susan is here. Part of her problem is that as she's editing, I keep thinking of cool things to add. Okay, see answer number 1, Susan. Keep it simple. You kind of hit the nail on the head there. Cool things. Well, is it cool or... And certainly, don't get me wrong, there are things you can do in the editing process that will make your video better, and they can be lots of little things, like just a zoom. A zoom can have a major impact on how readable or viewable your video ends up being. Okay, so stuff like that is almost always worthwhile going through and seeing if you can add, and I'll call it a cool thing like that. And I'll call a cool thing anything that is really useful visually and completely on purpose, yet not being totally superfluous, just cool for the sake of being cool. There is no cool for the sake of being cool, because nobody cares about that. And that's just will slow you down. Do cool things that matter, says Mike. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, do cool things that make a difference, not just because something whizzes across the screen. There you go. I like that. That's a good way to look at her there, I'll tell you that.